Is it possible to completely change your life in just 7 days? At first glance, it might sound like an impossible dream. But what if the secret lies not in dramatic, life-altering decisions, but in the quiet power of small, consistent habits? This isn't about a massive overhaul or a miracle cure. It's about aligning your daily actions with timeless principles of wisdom, discipline, and self-discovery. Rooted in the teachings of Stoic philosophy, this approach emphasizes the importance of mastering our emotions, focusing on what we can control, and building virtues that guide us toward a meaningful and fulfilling life. As Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." By applying this wisdom, I discovered that even minor changes in habits can set a powerful ripple effect into motion, reshaping your outlook, relationships, and overall happiness. In this video, I'll share the 7 Stoic-inspired habits that transformed my life in just 1 week. Are you ready to take the first step? I challenge you to follow along. Try these habits for yourself and see how they can help you build a better life, starting today. Let's begin. 1. Overcome negative emotions. Have you ever felt trapped by a wave of negative emotions, unable to shake them off no matter how hard you tried? Perhaps you've asked yourself, why do I always react this way? Or, will I ever stop feeling overwhelmed? The truth is, suppressing or avoiding these emotions often amplifies their intensity, leaving you even more frustrated and drained. But what if, instead of resisting, you chose to face them head-on? Have you ever felt trapped by a wave of negative emotions, unable to shake them off no matter how hard you tried? Perhaps you've asked yourself, why do I always react this way? Or, will I ever stop feeling overwhelmed? The truth is, suppressing or avoiding these emotions often amplifies their intensity, leaving you even more frustrated and drained. But what if, instead of resisting, you chose to face them head-on? This is where Stoic philosophy offers a transformative approach. As Seneca wisely stated, we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Negative emotions are not inherently harmful. It's our response to them that determines their impact on our lives. When we learn to acknowledge and accept our emotions rather than suppress them, we take the first step toward healing and growth. The next time you feel anger, sadness, or fear bubbling up, pause for a moment and ask yourself, what exactly am I feeling? Naming your emotions, whether it's frustration, disappointment, or anxiety, gives you the power to understand and process them. Writing these feelings down in a journal can help clarify your thoughts. Reflect on what triggered the emotion. Was it a specific event, a memory, or perhaps an unresolved issue from the past? Allow yourself to feel without judgment. It's natural to want to push negative emotions away, but Stoicism teaches us that discomfort is a necessary part of life. Instead of suppressing or criticizing yourself for feeling this way, take a deep breath and acknowledge what's happening. Ask yourself, what is my body telling me right now? Perhaps your heart is racing, your chest feels tight, or your palms are sweaty. By allowing these sensations to surface, you're creating space to observe rather than react impulsively. Negative emotions often stem from unresolved experiences or unmet expectations. Ask yourself, have I felt this way before? What does this remind me of? In many cases, your current reaction is tied to past events or patterns. Understanding this connection is crucial for breaking free from repetitive cycles. For instance, if criticism at work triggers feelings of inadequacy, reflect on when you first started doubting your abilities. Is this belief still valid, or is it something you've outgrown? Once you've acknowledged the roots of your emotions, it's time to establish boundaries that protect your well-being. Boundaries are not about shutting others out. They're about understanding your values and ensuring that your needs are met. Take small steps to prioritize self-care, whether it's dedicating time to journaling, meditating, or engaging in creative activities like painting or writing. Remember, healing is not a solitary journey. Seek support from trusted friends, family, or professionals if needed. Imagine looking back on your life a year from now. Will you be proud of the way you managed your emotions and faced your struggles, or will you wish you had started sooner? Overcoming negative emotions is not about eliminating them, but learning to coexist with them in a healthier way. As Marcus Aurelius said, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Start small. Dedicate 5 minutes each evening to reflecting on your day. What emotions did you experience? How did you respond? By documenting your progress, you'll begin to see patterns and celebrate growth, however small. Over time, these small victories will accumulate into a powerful transformation. Are you ready to take control of your emotional well-being? This week, challenge yourself to identify and embrace one negative emotion each day. Reflect on its triggers, sit with it, and journal your thoughts. By the end of the week, share your experience in the comments below. What surprised you? What did you learn about yourself? If this resonates with you, make the commitment today to start your journey of emotional mastery. Click like if you believe in the power of small habits to create big changes, and subscribe to our channel for more life-changing Stoic insights. Together, let's embrace our emotions, learn from them, and grow into the best versions of ourselves. Remember, the path to transformation begins with a single step. Are you ready to take yours? 2. Pay attention to your impressions. Building on the foundation of overcoming negative emotions, the next step in your journey is learning to pay attention to your impressions and responses to the world around you. Have you ever reacted instinctively to a situation only to later realize your emotions had misled you? Maybe you received a curt email from a colleague and immediately felt defensive or frustrated, only to find out later it was simply a rushed response with no ill intent. How often do you let these fleeting impressions shape your day or your relationships? Stoic philosophy teaches us that impressions, those instantaneous judgments and emotional reactions, are not truths. As Epictetus wisely observed, it is not things themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about them. This idea reminds us that our initial reactions often stem from assumptions rather than facts. By learning to pause, reflect, and question these impressions, you can free yourself from unnecessary emotional turmoil and make more rational, empowering decisions. For instance, one morning I received a vague message from a colleague. "We need to talk about this project." Instantly, my heart raced and my mind leaped to the worst-case scenario. Did I make a mistake? Was something wrong? But instead of spiraling into worry, I paused. I reminded myself that this was just an impression, an emotional reaction without evidence. I began asking questions. Why am I feeling this way? What do I actually know about the situation? Upon further thought, I realized the project was progressing well, and the message could easily be a simple request for clarification or brainstorming. By taking a moment to evaluate my impressions, I replaced anxiety with clarity and approached the conversation with confidence. You might wonder how to start practicing this in your own life. Here's a simple exercise. The next time you feel a strong emotional reaction to something, a text, a comment, or even a glance, pause for a moment. Ask yourself, what evidence do I have to support this feeling? Could there be another perspective? Write down your thoughts if it helps, and challenge yourself to see the situation from a neutral or opposing viewpoint. This reflective process can transform your emotional responses, allowing you to act with greater mindfulness and balance. But why stop at your own reflections? Consider sharing your observations with someone you trust, a friend, partner, or mentor. Ask them how they might interpret the same situation. Their perspective might surprise you and help you see beyond your immediate assumptions. Have you ever tried this approach? How did it change your understanding of the situation? Share your experience in the comments below. I'd love to hear your insights. The beauty of attending to your impressions is that it cultivates a deeper sense of self-awareness. When you become conscious of your habitual thought patterns, you gain the ability to reshape them. Instead of being a passive observer, you become an active participant in your emotional life, steering your thoughts and reactions toward positivity and growth. Over time, this habit not only transforms how you respond to challenges, but also deepens your understanding of yourself and others. Imagine the impact this could have on your relationships, your career, and your overall well-being. As you embark on this practice, remind yourself that growth takes time. Don't expect perfection, expect progress. Start small. Dedicate just 5 minutes at the end of each day to reflect on a moment when your impressions guided your actions. Did they lead you to a wise decision, or did they hold you back? What could you have done differently? By consistently revisiting these moments, you'll develop the habit of questioning and refining your impressions. So, are you ready to take control of your emotional narrative? If so, I challenge you to reflect on one impression each day this week. Pause, evaluate, and ask yourself, is this really true, or am I reacting based on assumptions? At the end of the week, share your biggest realization in the comments. Let's inspire and learn from each other on this transformative journey. Finally, if you're finding value in this process, consider supporting our community by clicking like and subscribing to the channel. By doing so, you'll stay connected to more Stoic practices and insights designed to help you live a more fulfilling life. Together, we can build a world where reason and mindfulness guide our actions, and every impression becomes an opportunity for growth. Are you ready to begin this transformative habit today? Let's take that step forward, together. Imagine looking back on your life a year from now. Will you be proud of the way you managed your emotions and faced your struggles? Or will you wish you had started sooner? Overcoming negative emotions is not about eliminating them, but learning to coexist with them in a healthier way. As Marcus Aurelius said, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Start small. Dedicate 5 minutes each evening to reflecting on your day. What emotions did you experience? How did you respond? By documenting your progress, you'll begin to see patterns and celebrate growth, however small. Over time, these small victories will accumulate into a powerful transformation. Are you ready to take control of your emotional well-being? This week, challenge yourself to identify and embrace one negative emotion each day. Reflect on its triggers, sit with it, and journal your thoughts. By the end of the week, share your experience in the comments below. What surprised you? What did you learn about yourself? If this resonates with you, make the commitment today to start your journey of emotional mastery. Click like if you believe in the power of small habits to create big changes, and subscribe to our channel for more life-changing Stoic insights. Together, let's embrace our emotions, learn from them, and grow into the best versions of ourselves. Remember, the path to transformation begins with a single step. Are you ready to take yours? 3. Reflect on your interconnectedness. As you begin to pay attention to your impressions and gain clarity over your reactions, another profound realization naturally unfolds: the understanding of your interconnectedness with the world around you. Have you ever stopped to consider how your actions, no matter how small, ripple outward to influence others? Perhaps a simple smile brightened someone's day, or a thoughtful gesture strengthened a bond. Conversely, how often do we underestimate the impact of neglect or indifference, assuming our presence or absence doesn't matter? In Stoic philosophy, this concept is beautifully encapsulated in Marcus Aurelius's words, "What harms the hive harms the bee." It reminds us that as individuals, we are not isolated entities, but integral parts of a greater whole, interconnected in ways both visible and unseen. One morning, as I took a walk through a park, I noticed a small bird chirping cheerfully on a branch. The sunlight filtered through the leaves, creating a serene pattern on the ground. It was a simple moment, but it stirred a deep sense of gratitude within me, a reminder of the beauty and harmony of nature. This feeling intensified when I joined a community cleanup event later that week. As we worked together to clear litter from a public space, I realized how our collective efforts created an immediate, tangible improvement. It wasn't just about picking up trash, it was about restoring balance, fostering connection, and giving back to the environment that sustains us. Have you ever experienced a moment like this? A time when your actions, however small, felt aligned with something much bigger? Reflecting on interconnectedness begins with gratitude. Each morning, take a moment to write down 3 things you are grateful for. These could be as simple as a kind word from a friend, the warmth of sunlight on your face, or even the breath you draw effortlessly. Gratitude shifts your perspective, helping you focus on abundance rather than lack, and opens your heart to the world's inherent interconnectedness. Over time, this practice can help you recognize the countless ways in which your life is supported by others, family, friends, colleagues, even strangers. From there, extend this awareness into action. Engage in activities that foster connection, whether it's volunteering at a local shelter, donating to a cause you believe in, or simply being present for someone who needs a listening ear. These acts not only benefit others, but also deepen your sense of purpose. Imagine the ripple effect you could create by dedicating just a few hours each month to making a positive impact. What kind of world would you help build? And how would it feel to know you're contributing to something meaningful? Interconnectedness also reveals itself in our relationship with nature. Take time to observe the natural world around you. Notice the rhythm of the seasons, the resilience of plants, the harmony of ecosystems. By doing so, you'll begin to see yourself as part of this intricate web of life, rather than separate from it. This perspective encourages humility and stewardship, reminding us that every choice we make, how we consume, what we discard, how we treat the earth, matters. Incorporating these practices into your daily life can lead to profound transformations. Start by dedicating 5 minutes each morning to gratitude. Write down 3 things that make you feel thankful, no matter how small or ordinary they seem. Next, consider joining a community initiative or taking steps to reduce your environmental footprint. Finally, take a moment each day to simply observe and appreciate nature, whether it's a walk in the park, the sound of rain, or the stars above. How do these experiences make you feel? Do they change the way you view your place in the world? Share your reflections in the comments below. I'd love to hear how this practice has impacted your perspective. Understanding interconnectedness is not just about recognizing your role in the larger picture, but also about embracing it with intention. It's about realizing that your actions, thoughts, and presence matter, not only to yourself, but to the people, communities, and environment around you. If this idea resonates with you, take the first step today. Reflect on 3 things you're grateful for, commit to an act of kindness, and immerse yourself in the beauty of nature. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more Stoic-inspired insights. Together, let's cultivate a mindset that values connection, gratitude, and responsibility, creating a ripple effect of positivity and meaning. Are you ready to explore how deeply connected you truly are? Let's take that step, starting now. 4. Differentiate between what you can and can't control. As you deepen your understanding of interconnectedness, a natural question arises: how much of what happens in life is truly within your control? This brings us to one of the most liberating habits in Stoic philosophy, learning to differentiate between what you can and can't control. Have you ever found yourself consumed by frustration, trying to change a situation or someone's opinion, only to realize that your efforts were futile? How did it feel when you finally let go? This habit isn't about resignation, it's about redirecting your energy to where it truly matters. Epictetus offers timeless wisdom on this subject. Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. At its core, this philosophy teaches us that while we cannot control external events, we have complete power over our thoughts, actions, and attitudes. By distinguishing between the two, we free ourselves from unnecessary worry and focus on what we can actually influence. I once experienced this firsthand when a close friend misunderstood something I said and became distant. For days, I replayed our conversation, overanalyzing every word and wondering how I could fix the situation. Despite my attempts to explain, their response remained cold. Eventually, I realized I was pouring energy into something outside my control, their perception and feelings. Instead, I shifted my focus to what I could control, my own behavior. I reached out one last time with sincerity and kindness, then chose to let go. The moment I accepted that I couldn't force someone else to see my perspective, I felt an unexpected sense of peace. Have you ever experienced the relief of letting go like this? How did it change the way you viewed the situation? The practice of distinguishing between what you can and can't control begins with awareness. Start by listing the challenges or events you encounter each day. These could range from small inconveniences, like a traffic jam, to significant issues, like a strained relationship. Once listed, ask yourself, can I control this, or is it beyond my influence? For example, you can't control the weather, but you can prepare by carrying an umbrella. You can't control someone's opinion of you, but you can ensure your actions align with your values. By categorizing situations in this way, you create a mental framework that prevents unnecessary stress and helps you focus on what truly matters. This habit is not just about clarity, it's about empowerment. When you direct your energy toward what you can influence, you feel more confident and capable. Imagine a day where instead of fretting over things you can't change, you channel your efforts into personal growth, meaningful projects, or nurturing relationships. How would that shift impact your productivity, mood, and overall well-being? To put this into practice, dedicate a few minutes each evening to reflect on your day. Identify a moment when you felt frustrated or overwhelmed. Was it something within your control? If not, how might you approach a similar situation differently next time? Writing down these reflections can help reinforce the habit and deepen your understanding of where your energy is best spent. This mindset isn't about indifference, it's about focus. By accepting what lies beyond your control, you free yourself from the emotional burden of trying to change the unchangeable. At the same time, you empower yourself to take meaningful action where it counts. Imagine the mental clarity and freedom this approach could bring to your life. Could it help you approach challenges with greater calm and resilience? As a challenge, I invite you to spend this week practicing the dichotomy of control. Each day, choose one situation and consciously categorize it. Can I control this? If yes, take action. If no, acknowledge it, let it go, and redirect your energy. At the end of the week, share your reflections in the comments below. What surprised you? How did this habit affect your stress levels or decision-making? If you've found value in this habit, don't keep it to yourself. Click like and subscribe to our channel to stay connected to more Stoic insights and practices. Together, let's embrace the serenity that comes from focusing on what we can control and accepting the rest with grace. Are you ready to start shifting your energy to what truly matters? Let's take that first step, right here, right now. 5. Focus on virtue and character. As you begin to differentiate between what you can and can't control, a profound realization often follows. True fulfillment and inner peace come not from external circumstances, but from the strength of your character. In a world that constantly tempts us to chase material success and external validation, Stoic philosophy invites us to shift our focus inward. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This timeless wisdom encourages us to live by our virtues, turning ideals into action and anchoring ourselves in a life of meaning and integrity. One experience that deeply resonated with me occurred during a particularly intense work meeting. A colleague was unfairly blamed for a mistake they hadn't made. My initial instinct was to stay silent, avoid tension, and let the situation pass. But something within me stirred, a commitment to fairness and honesty, values I've always held dear. Taking a deep breath, I decided to speak up, calmly clarifying the facts and standing up for my colleague. The room was silent for a moment, and though it felt uncomfortable, I knew I had acted in alignment with my principles. Have you ever faced a moment like this, where your decision to act, or not act, revealed your true character? How did it shape the way you saw yourself afterward? Focusing on virtue and character begins with self-reflection. What values matter most to you? Is it honesty, compassion, resilience, or perhaps courage? Take a moment to identify 3 virtues that define the person you aspire to be. Write them down and consider how these qualities influence your decisions and relationships. Once you've clarified these virtues, commit to embodying them in small, deliberate actions each day. For example, if kindness is a core value, seek opportunities to offer a kind word or gesture. If integrity resonates with you, hold yourself accountable to speak and act truthfully, even in challenging situations. These actions, though small, accumulate over time, shaping your character and enriching your life. Imagine the ripple effects of living by your virtues. How would it transform your relationships? Could it inspire those around you to do the same? By prioritizing character over material gains, you create a foundation for lasting fulfillment that no external setback can erode. As you embrace this practice, you might notice a shift in how you measure success, not by the accolades or possessions you acquire, but by the person you're becoming. How often do we pause to ask ourselves, am I proud of the way I handled this situation? Am I living in alignment with my values? One practical way to maintain this focus is to set a daily goal tied to your chosen virtues. For instance, if patience is a value you're working on, challenge yourself to approach a frustrating situation with calm and understanding. At the end of the day, reflect on your efforts. Did you honor your values in your actions? Where could you improve? By consistently evaluating your progress, you cultivate self-awareness and stay committed to your personal growth. This habit is not about perfection, it's about progress. As Stoics understood, living virtuously is a lifelong journey, not a destination. There will be moments when you falter, but each setback is an opportunity to learn and grow. Over time, these small, intentional acts of virtue become second nature, shaping your character and guiding you through life's complexities with wisdom and grace. As a challenge, I invite you to identify 3 virtues that resonate most deeply with you and commit to one small action each day that reflects those values. At the end of the week, take time to reflect. What did you learn about yourself? How did these actions impact your relationships or sense of fulfillment? Share your experience in the comments below. I'd love to hear how focusing on virtue has shaped your perspective. If this practice resonates with you, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more Stoic-inspired insights. Together, let's create a community of individuals dedicated to living virtuously, inspiring positive change in ourselves and the world around us. Remember, the path to true greatness lies not in the external, but in the strength of our character. Are you ready to start building yours today? Let's take this step together. 6. Maintain an objective perspective. As you focus on cultivating virtues and living by your values, you'll find moments when emotions threaten to cloud your judgment. It's in these instances that maintaining an objective perspective becomes a vital habit. Have you ever been overwhelmed by anger, disappointment, or frustration, only to realize later that your reaction was disproportionate to the situation? What if, instead of reacting impulsively, you paused, stepped back, and viewed the event through a calm and rational lens? This ability to detach emotionally and analyze events objectively is a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. Seneca captured this perfectly. To bear trials with a calm mind robs misfortune of its strength and burden. I recall a time when I was working on an important project that I had poured my heart into. Despite my best efforts, the client rejected the proposal with harsh criticism. My initial reaction was a mix of anger and self-doubt. Why didn't they appreciate my hard work? Was I not good enough? These thoughts spiraled quickly, threatening to derail my focus for the rest of the day. But then I paused and reminded myself of the Stoic principle of objectivity. Instead of letting my emotions dictate my actions, I took a deep breath and asked myself, what is the rational perspective here? What can I learn from this feedback? By reframing the situation, I recognized that the critique wasn't a personal attack, but an opportunity to refine my skills. Have you faced a moment like this? How might taking a step back have changed the way you handled it? Practicing objectivity begins with a simple yet powerful pause. When you feel emotions rising, whether it's frustration during an argument or panic in the face of unexpected challenges, take a moment to breathe deeply and detach yourself from the situation. Imagine viewing the event as an outsider. What would a neutral observer see? Would they agree with your initial reaction, or would they suggest a different approach? This mental exercise helps you shift from a reactive mindset to a reflective one, enabling you to respond thoughtfully rather than impulsively. To reinforce this habit, dedicate 5-10 minutes each morning to reflection. Visualize potential challenges you might face during the day and practice imagining how you'll approach them with a calm, objective perspective. For instance, if you anticipate a difficult conversation at work, prepare yourself by thinking, what's the most constructive way to handle this? How can I remain grounded if emotions arise? This proactive mindset sets the tone for a more composed and resilient day. Additionally, consider keeping a journal to document moments when you struggled to maintain objectivity. Write down the situation, your initial emotional response, and how you might have approached it differently. Over time, this practice helps you identify patterns in your thinking and equips you with tools to manage similar situations in the future. What insights might you uncover about your reactions? Could this awareness help you navigate conflicts or setbacks more effectively? The habit of maintaining an objective perspective not only strengthens your emotional resilience, but also enhances your relationships and decision-making. Imagine how much more productive and peaceful your interactions could be if you approach them with clarity and balance. Instead of being swayed by fleeting emotions or assumptions, you'd be able to see the bigger picture and act with wisdom. How would this change the way others perceive and respond to you? As a challenge, I invite you to practice objectivity for the next 7 days. Each time you encounter a situation that stirs strong emotions, pause and ask yourself, what would a rational observer think? At the end of the week, reflect on how this shift in perspective affected your interactions and decisions. Share your experiences in the comments below. Your journey could inspire others to embrace this transformative habit. If this idea resonates with you, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more Stoic-inspired practices. Together, we can build a community that values clarity, reason, and growth. Remember, maintaining an objective perspective is not about suppressing your emotions. It's about empowering yourself to navigate life's challenges with composure and insight. Are you ready to let go of reactive patterns and embrace a more thoughtful approach? Let's take that step together, one calm moment at a time. 7. Practice voluntary discomfort. As you cultivate the habit of maintaining an objective perspective, a deeper challenge emerges. How do we prepare ourselves to face discomfort with grace and resilience? Stoic philosophy offers a surprising yet transformative answer by voluntarily embracing discomfort in our daily lives. It's a habit that not only strengthens our willpower, but also fosters gratitude for the simple comforts we often take for granted. Seneca articulated this idea beautifully. Set aside a certain number of days, during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, and ask yourself, is this the condition that I feared? I experienced this lesson firsthand when I decided to start my mornings with cold showers. At first, the icy water was shocking, and my body resisted every second of it. My mind raced with excuses to quit, whispering, "Why are you doing this to yourself?" But as I persisted, I discovered something remarkable. The discomfort was temporary, and each day it became easier. More importantly, it taught me to confront challenges head-on rather than shy away from them. Have you ever willingly chosen discomfort? What did it reveal about your strength and capacity to adapt? Voluntary discomfort doesn't have to be dramatic to be effective. It could be as simple as walking or biking instead of taking your usual car or rideshare service. One week, I committed to walking to work, a route I typically completed in minutes by car. Initially, the effort seemed inconvenient, but it gave me time to observe my surroundings, clear my mind, and even discover a small park I'd never noticed before. By the end of the week, I not only felt physically stronger, but also gained a sense of satisfaction from pushing through what initially felt like a hassle. This practice is about more than building resilience. It's about shifting your mindset. When you embrace small, controlled discomforts, you begin to dismantle the fear of the unknown and realize that many of the things we avoid are not as unbearable as we imagine. You also develop a deeper appreciation for life's comforts. The first warm shower after a week of cold ones feels luxurious. A simple meal becomes a source of joy after days of deliberate restraint. What are the comforts you take for granted? Could stepping away from them for a short time help you see their value in a new light? To incorporate this habit, start small. Choose one act of voluntary discomfort each day. It could be skipping your morning coffee, opting for a less convenient route, or even challenging yourself to go a day without checking social media. As you do this, take a moment to reflect. What did you learn about yourself? How did the experience shape your mindset? Writing down these reflections can provide valuable insights and help you track your growth over time. By embracing discomfort, you also open yourself to discovering hidden strengths and capabilities. Imagine the confidence you'll gain knowing that you can handle more than you thought possible. Picture how this mindset could transform the way you approach bigger challenges, whether it's starting a new project, facing a difficult conversation, or navigating an unexpected setback. How would your life change if you stopped fearing discomfort and started seeing it as an opportunity for growth? As a challenge, I invite you to practice one act of voluntary discomfort every day for the next week. At the end of each day, take a moment to reflect. What did I learn? How did this challenge make me stronger? What am I grateful for now that I previously overlooked? Share your experience in the comments below. I'd love to hear about the insights you gain from stepping outside your comfort zone. If this practice resonates with you, take a moment to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more Stoic-inspired insights. Together, we can build a community of individuals who embrace challenges, cultivate gratitude, and discover the extraordinary within the ordinary. Remember, true strength is not found in avoiding discomfort, but in facing it with courage and intention. Are you ready to step out of your comfort zone and uncover your potential? Let's begin this journey together, one small challenge at a time. As we come to the end of this journey through the 7 transformative habits inspired by Stoic philosophy, let's take a moment to reflect. From overcoming negative emotions to practicing voluntary discomfort, each habit is a small but powerful step toward creating a life of meaning, resilience, and inner peace. These habits may seem simple, but their impact is profound. They remind us that change doesn't happen overnight. It's built moment by moment, choice by choice. Every small action we take today sets the foundation for the person we aspire to become tomorrow. Now, the question is, which habit will you start with? Will you embrace your emotions, focus on your virtues, or challenge yourself with voluntary discomfort? Whatever you choose, remember that growth begins with a single step. I encourage you to try one habit this week, document your progress, and share your experience in the comments below. Your journey could inspire someone else to begin their own transformation. If this video resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe to join our growing community of Stoic learners. Together, we can apply these timeless principles to create meaningful change in our lives and the world around us. As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." So, what will you take control of today? Let's take that first step together.